I wanted to highlight a couple other matches from that AEW Full Gear pay-per-view event. The Young Bucks are now officially one time, and for the first time, the AEW Tag Team Champions. They went out there and beat FTR in a match that I wouldn't say is a Young Buck style match. They went out there and
Oh,
they wrestled an FTR style match,
oh,
right?
really?
It was more fist and flips. I got to be honest with you, and I think that Young Bucks get a lot of criticism, and I in the past have criticized the style of it. And when I say criticize, it's just not my flavor. It wasn't. These guys can work, man. They really can, and it's hard to deny their talent and ability, and the reason why they're so popular. They went out there and they worked an old school wrestling match, and they did it just like the Rock and Roll Express would back in the day. It was old school, with a little modern flavor. They went out there and won the titles. I just wanted to shout them out.
No, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I can say this right here inside the Hall of Fame. I have nothing but good things to say about the Young Bucks as far as what those guys have created, man. And I just said it a second ago. When you're on the independents, when you coming up and you trying to create something different, something that everybody else on the independent scene is doing, and you got to try to do it a little bit different in order for the fans to look at you a little bit different, in order for you to make a living. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. I understand that. When those guys were over in Japan doing a bunch of that, what do they call it? Strong style and whatnot, and flips and whatnot. Trust me, I get it. I understand that. But as far as the 20th century version of the Rock and Roll Express, they're it. Those guys could work. Those guys could go out there and do anything in the ring, and can perform with the highest level of performers in this business. Of course, they've been looked at a certain way because of where they come from, how they created it on their own. And the thing is, I've heard about those guys, being on the show with certain former ex-WWE stars, and they wasn't so big of stars when the Young Bucks was on the show. When they were selling merchandise, they wasn't selling merchandise like the Young Bucks were. So I get it. I understand it. And now those guys are in a certain place, being able to work with someone like FTR, and they say, all right, let's go out here and show them what we can really do. That right there, man, is somebody that it tells me, man, they got several different dimensions, and they can go in the trick bag and do a whole lot more than what you think. I can do exactly what you want, but look, I don't want to do what you want. I want to do what I want. And that's been their mentality for so many years. And did it rub a lot of guys the wrong way? Yes, it did. But it created something for them at the same time. They have a fan base like a lot of guys would want in this business. And the thing is, they created it and did it all on their own. You can't do nothing but respect that. And if anybody hate on that, that's the only thing they're doing is hating. You can't do nothing but respect. I'm old school, and I can do nothing but respect it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you got to respect the hustle, and the thing is, I think that they did a match like they did on last Saturday, or whatever. They changed the style up a little bit. I think that they're showing, look, guys, we know what we're doing out here. Okay,
well, it's like this one guy, Patterson, just said super kick party, haha. And my thing is this: that's exactly what I'm talking about. The super kick party. It's not something that I'm like cheering for or anything like that, but that's what those guys were known for out there on those house shows, what they call house shows or independent shows, is making those fans, be a part of the game, be a part of the party. And that's what Shawn Michaels and DX and those guys did back in the day too, was made the guys be a part of the party. So it's just a total different era, and those guys figured it out. Can't do nothing but give them props.